My name is Carmen Crawford. I was Carmen Banks Crawford, and I was born in Winchester, Virginia, on Liberty Avenue, which is 1 block from the school. All our neighbors, we always got together, was plenty of kids to play with all day. It was a great neighborhood, a great neighborhood. Mm-hmm. Douglas was it was a community, that's the difference. Everybody, our teachers were so concerned about us. You know, they made us feel so special, and they wanted us to do the very best that we could, you know. So it was just they talked to our parents, you know. I had a teacher in the 2nd grade. She lived across the street. She actually lived with another teacher. Was a teacher in our community, Mrs. Wheeler, and she would take in other teachers that moved here from the South, and so they roomed there, and so I would stay with her after school, and she would give me some additional help with my studies in the 2nd grade, with reading and that kind of thing. And so it wasn't just going to school and having a teacher and not being, they were actually a part of our community, you know. A lot of them, most of them lived with someone in the community. And it was just special. Everything was important, like graduations and when we had a graduation, everybody in the community came. There were displays from different types of shop, you know, art and all that. And everybody got the chance in the community to see what was going on at Douglas every year and all the good work that had been done. So it was just not just a school. It was our community. It was everything. You know, the closeness, like we would have cookouts together, like a football game at Douglas. I mean, everybody would be there. It was just like, oh, we're not going to miss a football game. I mean, it's part of our community. There was a lot of camaraderie between families and neighbors. Okay, I might take some kids, and then there were kids that lived in high school that lived out of town, and sometimes they would stay with local kids, students, so they could attend games. My brother's 8 years older than me, so he was in high school when I was in elementary. He always had friends that were from Strasburg and Front Royal. They always stayed at our house, you know? It was just, that's what was done. People looked out for people. And it wasn't a problem with Mom fixing dinner for all of them, because when they were there, they were family. Well, they stayed in touch for one thing. Because if something was going wrong, by the time you got home, the teacher had already called your house. I mean, my 3rd grade teacher, she also lived across the street from me. And before I could get in the door, she's already told my mom, you know, what's going on. Because, see, people knew each other, you know. They kept in touch better. So most of the time, things didn't go on for a long time. Like my brother one time had skipped school where the principal had already told my mom before he got home. So it was that kind of, because you had a relationship. And your neighbor was even involved, you know. Your neighbor, if they felt something was going wrong with you, they were going to be sure to tell your parent. Well, people don't think of doing that now, you know. Everybody kind of minds their own business. But when Douglas was open, people didn't mind their business. They made sure families were aware of what was going on with their child, and which was a good thing.